everyone, I'm Danielle with Trinity Readings, and we are going to do the Capricorn Weekly Tarotscope. This will be for July 8th through the 15th. Okay, so we are going to get some oracle cards to see your overall strongest energy for the week, and then we'll get into your tarot. Man, everybody's quiet this week. Everybody must just be drained. Either that or y'all are holding out for some really good cards. Oh, because y'all are thinking. That's why y'all are quiet. You guys are just in deep thought. You guys are in contemplative mode. What does my friend always say to me? A quiet man is a thinking man. What are y'all thinking about? Whoa. Okay. Okay. You have the crown chakra as your overall energy. The crown chakra is just about that connection to the divine, the connection to a higher power. Being in the energy of the crown chakra, having your crown chakra opened and balanced, you just have that faith that things are always going to work out. You're able to be in the present moment. You're able to really follow your intuition. You're able to have confidence in it. When your crown chakra is opened and balanced, you are in the moment. You're not worried about the future. You're not dwelling on the past. So if you are feeling anxious, if you are feeling worried, if you are kind of looking back over the past and it's bringing up a lot of, just weird emotions, this is kind of a reminder this week to kind of stay in that crown chakra energy. It's really easy to kind of to tap into that energy. You literally, all you have to do is spend, not even 5 minutes taking deep breaths. If you could even just take, 4 to 5 deep breaths, anytime you're feeling anxious, if you can just really stop yourself and take a minute to really focus on your breathing, it really does bring you into the present moment. I do feel, okay, so you have the thinking man, which is really looking closely, really examining something. I do notice in this card that he's holding like a quartz crystal. And so to me it makes me think of looking at a situation in a way to bring more healing to it, to some aspect. You're looking at a situation with a clearer perspective, honestly, with that type of energy. You also have the Magician in the Mirror card, which is saying that, I think overall maybe you're doing a lot of maybe inner work on yourself this week. The Magician in the Mirror card also is a reminder that you're mirroring your experiences that are coming towards you. Anything that's coming towards you right now is a mirror that's showing you something that, like a perception that you need to change, or showing you where there's healing that needs to come. So for example, if you are consistently this week being presented with people who are just very angry, very aggressive energies, that might be a message to you, that you need to either tone down your own aggression, or it's a message that you're not being aggressive enough. anything that's coming towards you this week is kind of like showing you some kind of reflection of you in some way, shape, or form. You do have the financial constraints card. So that does, you might be struggling with money a little bit. You might be kind of looking over your finances, seeing where you can maybe, change some things around. The crown chakra is reminding you to, do what you can. And then when you can't do anymore, just surrender the rest of it and just kind of allow things to happen. This also does represent having that scarcity mindset, having that lack mentality, which has been coming up a lot. It's, that comes from how we were raised. That comes from some, from society even, that there's not enough, or that you're not good enough, or that you'll always be in this, you'll always be in that energy of having to struggle to survive, having to struggle to make a living. So I think that it might be that you're really kind of taking a look over that this week, and doing what you can to kind of shift that scarcity mindset. Again, anything that's coming towards you this week is kind of a message for you right now. So anything that's coming towards you that's triggering you right now, if it's triggering any kind of emotion in you, good or bad, anything that's something that you really notice, that is a message to you. That's a mirror of some sort for you to look inward in yourself and see what meaning that holds for you. Because I think overall you're in a very you're in this place of really stepping into a big shift for yourself. You're in this place of even kind of having that aha moment where you can see that a lot of the things that you've dealt with were simply because you didn't have the confidence in yourself, or you know what I mean? It's something like that. It's really coming to a different perception, and it's really going to bring a positive change for you. All right, so let's see. Okay, let's see what your energy coming into the week is. Oh, you have the sun. I like that. Yeah, the sun is enlightenment. The sun is seeing a new perspective. It's also being in that place of joy. It's being in that place of fulfillment. You have the Lover's card too. Damn. And the Hanged Man. I feel overall this is you seeing a new perspective and a connection. Because the Hanged Man is about seeing new perspectives. Oh, why can't I say that word? It's seeing new perspectives. It's also kind of being able to recognize like negative patterns. It's being able to break away from the things that have not been working. So I do feel that overall, maybe within your love life, you're gaining a new perspective on your love life. You're feeling more enlightened when it comes to not only just relationships, but things that give you emotional fulfillment overall. You could also be kind of looking back over past relationships and to some extent feeling like if you had had this perception back then, like your relationships would have been different, like something like that. It could also be that you're connecting with somebody who completely changes your perception when it comes to relationships in general. Give me one more on this Hanged Man. You have the Emperor. Again, you've got the Sun coming up in that. It is being enlightened to something. Let me see. And this, damn. That's 1, 2, 3. That's 5 major cards right off the bat. Yeah, you're definitely in a major shift in your life. Major shift. If you're in a relationship to somebody, this is a really incredible connection that you have to this person. It might be that both of you kind of hold back in this connection. But I feel like you both right now are holding back but not out of fear. It's almost like holding back out of respect for each other, or being willing to take the relationship at a slow pace. Like being very aware of what this relationship is. It's almost like you both are kind of focused on getting yourselves grounded, getting yourself stable, you know. Wow. It could be also, if you're single, that you're really looking over your past relationships and really wanting to bring in, you know, a completely different energy into your next relationship. Like you're looking towards an emotionally filling relationship, one where you and the other person like support each other, like, you know, really give each other a lot of strength, instead of relationships where it's more about, you know, what you can do for me emotionally, what you can do for me, you know, getting out of that energy and going into like how you guys support each other. Okay, let's see what's coming towards you this week. Somebody could even be holding themselves back a little bit because they don't feel financially stable. And they're wanting to get financially stable first. You have the Hierophant. Damn, that's another major card. If this is a relationship, this is definitely an amazing connection. And you have the Tower. What the fuck? What the fuck is going on? This is like complete enlightenment. Let me see. What else? And the Three of Swords. What the hell happened? Okay, I think in some regard you are pulling yourself back. You really are putting a lot of focus into yourself. You're really looking back over past patterns. If you're in a connection, you're really looking into this connection. You're looking into past relationships. In doing that, I think that... Whoa. You know, it's almost like somebody looking back over it's seeing something, how do I word it? It's almost like you're seeing where you have limited yourself. You're seeing where you held yourself back. Like you might even be seeing why you got yourself into toxic relationships. You're looking back over something that caused you pain in the past. And you're seeing it from a different perspective. And whatever this is, it gives you like complete enlightenment into like maybe even your role in issues that you're facing right now in your relationships now, if that makes sense. Or you're even seeing how, oh, I wish I could word this. Like I can see it in my head. It's not having regret. It's kind of like, like seeing that a past relationship affected you to such an extent that you kind of blocked yourself off, that you have been constantly in this state of, you know, being very guarded, being very protective of yourself, really, you know, maybe even having the tendency to be in more codependent relationships. I think for most of you, you actually might have a very solid connection right now, or you're stepping into that. But it's almost like you're seeing how closed off you have been emotionally because of a situation that you were in for so long. I hope that makes sense. It's like you're doing like this major, heart chakra purge, if that makes sense. If you're doing major heart chakra healing, like there's been something that has happened to you, or some like really toxic situation that you were in the past, and you really felt that you pushed through that, you gained a lot of strength, you know, and you did, you fought through it, you got yourself grounded, you got yourself stable. But it's almost like in that energy, in doing that and overcoming that, you put yourself into, and I don't mean to separate like masculine and feminine energies, and I don't mean to make it sound that masculine energy is bad, because it's not. But it's possible that you put yourself so strongly into a masculine energy, and the masculine energy is more about physical than, you know, it's physical action, it's what you can do, and it's more closed off to making emotional decisions. So it's almost like something has kind of triggered you maybe, and you're looking back over your past and you're seeing how this past situation really, really affected you a lot more than you realized. And so you're opening yourself up to that. And with the Three of Swords, I do feel that it might be a little bit painful, but I also feel that you're opening up to your emotions with the King of Cups and the Three of Wands. And, you know, this is really bringing you closer to this connection that you have. You're able to open up more to this connection. Now, this could be the person that you're connecting to. This could be what they are going through. So you can flip that around if you need to. But yeah, overall, it's kind of, in a way, like revisiting an old wound, but being able to release it this time and heal from it. All right, let's see what else. Wow, this is insane. Having all these major cards, like this is a major shift for you this week. And you have the Four of Wands. Oh, and I noticed this today. the Four of Wands on top, this one says completion. And the Four of Wands is that soulmate card, you know. But every time I look at this card, I'm like, well, it kind of looks like they're on this endless wheel. Like, it, to me, it reminds me of like a karmic cycle. But then when I saw the word completion, I'm like, oh, you've cleared a karmic cycle. And with the Four of Wands, it's bringing you closer, either closer to this soulmate connection or closer in your soulmate connection right now, if you're already in this connection. And you have the Death. Damn, you guys. This is a kick-ass fucking week for you. Okay. All right, so you do have the Death card, which is that card of going through a major transformation, which is 100% what you're doing. Now, I do want to say you have the Five of Pentacles, which is the worry card, and you have the Eight of Swords. This is that lack mentality, 100%. This is seeing restriction, seeing that instead of seeing the opportunities, this is seeing interference. It's seeing restriction. So that's what you are shifting out of right now. You're shifting out of that scarcity mindset, that lack mentality. You still having this kind of as your overall energy, it still might be something that you're processing this week. If we're being honest, when I have dreams, I dream in tarot cards, which is bizarre. This card, this Eight of Swords, has been nonstop for me for 3 weeks, having a dream of this card. And so I've really looked into it a lot. But this, you know, it is that limiting mindset. It's having that limiting mindset. It's not seeing that you have so much more possibilities. But, you know, when you've been in, if you've been in a lot of toxic relationships, it's hard to see that there's the possibility of a really beautiful relationship. If you've always struggled with money, it's hard to see, it's hard to be able to envision being in that abundant energy if you've never experienced that. So this is, I think, what you're really working on this week, is really working on shifting out of that scarcity mindset. And I think you're having like an emotional wound maybe even come up that's going to really show you where that came from. And so in healing that, that's really going to help you step out of this energy. I do want to say that, you know, the crown chakra work is important. Like I said, if you can even just meditate, just meditating is good for that chakra. But also doing solar plexus chakra work is really, it really helps get you out of that scarcity mindset. I actually have a playlist of all the chakra music. If you look on my page, you can see the chakra playlist, and it's got the solar plexus chakra meditation on there if you want to look into that. But yeah, I think that's what's really strongly coming up for you this week. But it's coming up because it's being cleared away. You're going through this massive, massive transformation. Okay, so let's see if we have any final messages for you. And I want to say, if you're in a connection with somebody right now, this really seems to be a really strong connection. I feel like you're both to some extent in the same type of energy, and you both are very determined to work through any issues. You have the Moon card. Yeah, that makes, and the Star. I love it. I love it. And the Stork. Okay. So the Stork is that, you know, that happy family energy, that good news, that abundance, that twin flame connection. You have the Moon and the Star. So this is 100% a week of healing deep emotional wounds. Any kind of buried emotions that you have. This is what is being healed for you this week to bring you to this, you know, this beautiful relationship energy. So I hope it's not too rough for you guys, and I'm sending you much, much love. I hope you have an amazing week. Bye-bye.